Hello, thank you so much for joining me here today. Today we are doing a pick a card reading all about your future spouse. So we have two different piles. Our pile A is the rose quartz, lovely pink crystal, and our pile B is our moss agate, fantastic green. And yeah, we're going to be just diving into some tarot cards about your future spouse. I don't really want to use any oracle cards because I can feel like that can take us off into a different direction or make things a little bit too kind of specific about things that maybe we don't need to know just yet, or maybe we don't need to expose ourselves to just yet, I guess, is the best way that I can put it in this moment. And so I feel like the tarot cards can kind of just encompass all that we need to know at this point in time when it comes to the future spouse. So I will leave you with both of these piles. You can select one, you can select both. Maybe there's messages on either side here for you, but it is timestamped down below for you to go ahead and jump into your pile. And I will zoom in here so that you can take a look at the crystals and then go with the one that's calling out most to you. Alrighty, so if you have selected the beautiful rose quartz crystal, then this is your message. So diving into your spouse, there's so many things that we can kind of dive into, but I don't want to get too caught up in going down a specific pathway. I just want us to allow the cards to speak for themselves without having any sort of ideas first of like what we're going to look into. I just want to allow the ideas to flow and to take us where they want us to go. So let's go ahead and dive in first and see when it comes to your spouse. So we have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands to me is usually a card that I give the idea of like sexy lady. So to me, I feel like there's a strong point of admiration that comes forward from your spouse. I feel like this person is going to make you feel like nobody else has ever made you feel. And it's not necessarily tied to anything of like, oh, they compliment you, more than anybody else or anything like that. I feel like it is the energy that you feel within inside of you that this person brings out, that makes you feel more attractive. It makes you feel more appreciated. It makes you feel sexier, right? When we have a sort of idea come forward, to me, it brings when you walk into the room and you see your friend, or you walk into a room and you see a family member, and there's kind of just that feeling that comes over you of like recognition or comfort or ease because there's that person that's there. I feel like you're going to receive that from having their energy around you, but in a place of like feeling good looking, feeling hot, right? That's the sort of energy that I see coming ahead. You might actually notice as well that more opportunities come forward towards you when you have this person come into your life. And I know that's something that you can see as well in somebody's natal chart. So maybe you want to get like a natal chart reading done or something like that for looking at your spouse. But I think it's something to do with the spouse in like the second house, something like that, or spouse in the fourth house. I can't remember for the life of me off the top of my mind, but it would have to do with the houses of like finance or the houses of security. So like the 4 can bring forward the security, right? The 2 can be, I think the finances are luxury. 8 can be like inheritance or something like that. But anyway, I feel like with this Queen of Wands energy coming forward, you might actually notice more like abundance or flow come into your life where you feel appreciated or you feel like opportunities are coming forward towards you simply from having this person come around. And we have this Knight of Wands coming forward, which is such a beautiful complement to having the Queen of Wands come ahead, because I feel like this person is very adventurous, and adventurous can be so many different things, right? To some, adventurous can mean that they are skydiving and riding a motorcycle and like going to the amusement parks every single summer. And to others, this could mean adventurous as like they are a traveler. They like to go visit new places. Other people could be, they are adventurous when it comes to like trying new things. They're always available to try new foods or try new drinks or, try new experiences in general. But I feel like this person just brings forward this sense of like excitement into your life. And they are somebody who is a go-getter in terms of like being passionate about pursuit of life. This person might really strongly have the idea of you only live once, and really just wants to embrace that to not waste an opportunity in life. All right, Ace of Wands. You are going to feel this person right away when they do enter in your life. I don't think that you're going to recognize that, oh, this is my spouse, but I do think that you're going to recognize that this person has such a different energy than what you are normally used to, or this person kind of sparks something in your life. I know for me, anytime I've had new people come in, besides just romantic relationships, but that people have changed my life, there's something about them that you recognize, like, okay, this is an important person. This is somebody who is going to create change. This is somebody who's going to create opportunity, or, their energy just feels different. And I feel like that's what's going on here with this Ace of Wands, that when they enter into your life, because they have this spark of like, I don't want to waste a day, or I want to pursue all that life has to offer, because there's this energy that comes forward from them, you're going to feel this sort of like spark of a new direction, spark of adventure enter into your own life. So very exciting energy coming forward here from this person. So the moon immediately makes me think that this person has done a lot of shadow work, or they've done a lot of work on themselves, and they might be somebody who, even though they're quite adventurous, they might be somebody who has a lot hidden about them. Maybe they're somebody who has lived a little bit of a lived here, lived there sort of life, and so they don't really have a lot of roots. Or maybe they're somebody who just doesn't really have a lot of friends, or just kind of keeps to themselves. But I feel like this person is somebody who maybe feels deeply, but they don't really express themselves to the complete degree. Like, there's something about it having a bit of a hidden energy about them. I would also say they here as well, this person might bring forward, because there's this new energy coming ahead, they might bring forward a new direction in your life where you've never experienced this kind of connection or direction in life before with somebody else. Or there's something that goes on here of like, they open up doors for you that you've never gone down before, right? You never thought to try that restaurant, but you've passed it 100 times on the way to work. You never thought to go travel to this place, but when you see it, it's absolutely beautiful, right? And now you're like, oh, maybe I want to come here again. There's something about like uncovering the unknown with this particular person, even though they might be somebody who kind of keeps to themselves in one way or another. Competition is the word that immediately comes to mind when I see this Five of Wands. But I see it in a way that is more like a play, right? Like a theater play, where you might think that this person is, because they're so attractive, because they have such a good energy, you might think that they're seeing other people, or like have other people around them, but it's not real. I don't think that this person is somebody who has a lot of people around them. I think they just give off the energy that they do because they're somebody who's very attractive or very alluring. Like, they're just somebody who is fun to be around, and so you might make that sort of connection. But they don't have other people around them here when it comes to pursuing romance. You might also be in a place as well of like wondering what box in life do they fit in, because this person brings such a fun, exciting energy, but you may not recognize them right off the hop as like being spouse. You might think, oh, is this person supposed to be my mentor? Is this person supposed to be my friend? Is this person supposed to just remain my coworker or my boss, right? Where's this person supposed to land in life? And there might be some sort of conflict that happens right at the top of meeting this person or being around this person, where we're trying to figure out what box do they fit in, where do they come into life. And I feel like this person is somebody who really is open to working through conflict. They see conflict as something that like is to better the two of you, or better, connections just in general, rather than it being something that's going to tear you down. So I don't see conflict being like a big issue between you two. All right. So I feel like the biggest theme that's going on here is that this person is very much open to change, and that they're going to kind of bring this energy within inside of you here as well, that you're going to recognize that change can come forward in your life. And you're going to know that this is your spouse because of how life opens up, because of how things want to evolve. It doesn't mean that you have to have your life completely change around overnight if you like enjoy life, but this can kind of open your eyes up to new directions. Like I mentioned before, of the idea that you've driven by this restaurant 100 times going on to work, but you've never tried it out. Then this person comes into your life, gives you the opportunity to explore these places, and then all of a sudden it's one of your favorite restaurants, right? It's that sort of idea of like creating change in your life, creating opportunity, creating new directions. And I feel like this person is really going to raise your life up to a different, I want to use a different instead of higher vibration, right? Like to a different vibration. It just feels more passionate, it feels more full, it feels more exciting. There's just a sense of like desire in new ways that comes forward here. So I want to see, when it comes to this person, what are more of their traits here? So we have these 10s coming forward and then the 20 coming ahead. This person is very family oriented. So even though they might not socialize a lot with a lot of other people, this person is somebody who values family quite a lot. You might even find yourself meet family earlier on, or there could be something going on here where you maybe know a family member first before you even know this particular person. And that might be why there's some sort of conflict here of saying, hey, where do things fit in when it comes to knowing this person? Is it just family based? Is it romantic based? Like, how do I know how to move ahead with this particular person? I do see this as being a very long-term marriage. Like, I don't see the two of you getting divorced or anything like that. I feel like this person's values are very much structured in wanting to have a clear direction ahead, wanting to have happiness, wanting to have movement forward, where they're not really looking for a quick marriage. They're not just looking for the marriage title, just for the rings, just for the weddings, but instead they're looking for the values of marriage that come forward with building structure, with building value in, relationships, with building traditions, which, exploring love. There's this idea of like wanting to build up for something more that comes forward with this person. They're also very hardworking, and I see them being somebody who's also very financially successful as well. Even though they do have this kind of go with where the wind takes them energy here of this Knight of Wands, I do still see somebody here that with the Ten of Pentacles wants to build up towards success. So they're not just wanting to have the shirt on their back and the toothbrush and their backpack and they're ready to go travel the world. I feel like this person is somebody who values things in a way that like wants to build up something to more. They're not just looking to enter the world with nothing, leave with nothing. They're looking to build a sense of security around them. For some it might be they're wanting, 6 zeros, for some they're wanting 7 zeros, for some they're wanting 5 zeros. But whatever it may be, there is a point of like wanting to build up for something more and something of value and something of structure, where they're not just looking to kind of like pass life by. So I do see them as somebody who's very financially successful here as well. So they are going to reflect a lot of your qualities, and through connecting with them, you're going to learn about yourself. So you might be one of the lucky ducks that actually does end up marrying a soulmate, and a soulmate does not have to be somebody romantic. You can be a soulmate with your child, you can be a soulmate with your friend, with your cousin. There is an opportunity to be a soulmate beyond just a romantic sense, but I do feel like there is a soul connection that comes forward here with marrying this person. With the Two of Cups, it is a card where we reflect within ourselves, but it's also a card where we reflect with another person and we can connect at a deeper level, and it's like two souls that are just flowing back and forth in a state of harmony. And with this energy coming forward with the Page of Swords, it's like the more that you are in a place to connect with this person, the more you learn about yourself, the more they learn about themselves. It's just kind of like this figure eight, snake eating its tail. It just kind of constantly evolves here. I would say as well, in getting this person to come forward into your life, the more you focus on yourself, the more you'll actually see this person come forward. So this is a really beautiful energy of saying like, you are a reflection of your spouse just as much as your spouse is a reflection of you. So they're going to be doing what you're going to be doing in this time period. So the more you focus on yourself, the more you focus on getting yourself to be this, partner that you want to have, the more you're going to see that this person shows up into your life as well. So I see a really beautiful energy coming forward here when it comes to your future spouse, pile A. I think they're very family oriented. I think they're very successful. I think that they create a change in life for you and really push you forward to new ways. I think that they're somebody who, truly thinks about a tomorrow but wants to make every day count. I think that there's somebody who maybe a little bit secretive when it comes to the regular, general population, but very open and very in the heart centered when it comes to family and when it comes to connections. There's somebody who wants to overcome any sort of conflict. They don't want to sit in conflict for long. And there's somebody who you might think has multiple people when you first meet them, just based off of the vibe that they give off, of somebody who's very, attractive, somebody who's very positive, somebody who is just desirable overall, but they don't have other people. I do want you to know that they don't have other people here when they are in pursuit of you. And again, with the Queen of Wands, they are somebody who is going to make you feel incredibly attractive because of the safety, security, and just kind of love and emotion that flows forward in this connection. Again, with that Two of Cups, the more that you feel connected with yourself, the more you're going to feel connected with this person, and it just kind of creates this flow of harmony between the two of you, which is a very, very lovely energy. All right, so that's what I've got going on for you. Pile number 1, if you feel like there's more messages for you, check out pile number 2. But that's what I've got going on here for today. So leave me a note down in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this reading? Maybe leave me a little flower that is your favorite, or maybe a little butterfly that you're open to change and open to accepting this person to come forward in your life. Hello, pile number 2. If you have selected this beautiful moss agate, then this is your reading. So, as I was saying at the start of pile 1, I just want to give the opportunity for this person to come forward in the way that they need to share what they need to when it comes to the connection, rather than us looking for anything specific. So we will just throw some cards and see what comes forward from this person, from your future spouse. Alright, so starting off, we have the Ten of Swords. I feel like this person is saying that when they meet you, that they are going to be in a very vulnerable space in life. They may have had a lot of endings. They may have had some sort of betrayal. This person might have even gone through something of a breakup or a divorce or something like that when they are in the space of meeting you. But this can also be that they're going through a lot of changes in life, a lot of endings. There might have even been endings in their career, something like that. Like, they're going through an experience here of endings, and they might be in a place of like looking for a rebirth of the soul when they do meet you. We have the King of Pentacles come forward here as well, and so they're somebody who really values their routines. They're somebody who values structure. They're not somebody who is just a fly by the seat of their pants type of person. This is somebody who really wants to, I wanted to say follow the rules of life, but I don't feel like that is what I'm looking for. I feel like this person wants to kind of have structure. They might want a mundane life, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. They might want a mundane life. Not to say that they're looking to just not have anything exciting at all in their life, but they're looking to have the comforts and the simplicities of life, and that's what they're trying to go after. And I feel like very strongly with this Ten of Swords, King of Pentacles combination, that maybe because they've gone through some sort of ending, that now they're like, I don't need the extras. I don't need the fancy. I don't need the fluff. I don't need everything else in the world. I don't need everything. I just want the simple things in life, and that's what I'm holding to my heart, right? I don't know why I'm getting the idea of like, in a fire, what are you grabbing? I feel like that's what their energy is like, and I see them just grabbing the photo albums. Like, that's to me what I kind of envision when I see this combination, that this person is at a place in life where they're just wanting the simple things, and they're wanting the memories, the connection, the, day-to-day sort of mundanity of life, rather than needing the fluff and fancy. And look at that, Ace of Pentacles is a really beautiful card for this combination, because this person is looking for the stability of relationships. They're looking for the stability of life. This person might be somebody who's saying, okay, I'm done with maybe the betrayals of dating. I'm done with the betrayals of relationship. I'm looking for that long-term future that's going to stay. I'm looking for that value. I'm looking for that stability of marriage, right? This could be also somebody who has been very career focused, that can be well off financially with this combination as well, or just very comfortable. And I feel like maybe they are saying, a death to just focusing on finance. I'm looking for that other aspect of the Ace of Pentacles. I'm looking for that stability when it comes to romantic life as well, not just looking for the money. And yeah, Three of Pentacles comes forward with community. You might meet this person in your community. Maybe they're a neighbor, they live down the street. Maybe they're somebody who you see kind of walking in your day-to-day life. Maybe they go to the cafe that you frequent. Maybe you work with them or you go to school with them. There's something about the day-to-day aspects of life that come forward with meeting this particular person. And the Three of Pentacles can be a really good card for meeting this person in a community sort of space. So maybe you do community sports. Maybe you go to your local coffee shop. Maybe you are somebody who is just involved in your community in general, and you can meet this person through volunteering, right? There's an opportunity here coming forward to meet them from community, and you might actually even hear about them before you meet this person. Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands can actually give forward the idea of like meeting through friends, right? Because your friend comes forward and says, hey, pile number two, I heard about so and so, really great person. They're really changing a lot in life. They've been really work focused, and they've got all their ducks in a row with every other aspect in life except for in romance. And I think that they would be a really good fit for you. Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles can do that, because there can be this opportunity to meet people and connect with people through your community and like hear about them before they actually come forward. I feel like with this Page of Wands that there's going to be a lot of flirtatious energy or like banter between the two of you. I think that you can have a lot of fun when it comes to connecting, because the Page of Wands can be like embarking on a new direction, embarking on a new adventure. It brings in a lot of passionate communication. So I feel like you two will have a lot of fun just connecting, connecting in passion, connecting in desire, and being around each other. All right, so for some of you, this is an ex-partner or somebody that you've already been with in general, and that might be why this Ten of Swords energy has come forward, because it signifies that ending. Because when we have this Five of Swords come forward with the Page of Pentacles, it talks about a difference that maybe that the two of you had, a challenging environment that the two of you had, and looking to support that. For others that are not looking for an ex-romantic partner, it doesn't necessarily have to be translated in this way. This could say that they've had some situations come forward in life that have been a little bit difficult when it comes to romance, and so they might be in a place where they are a little bit cautious, but they're open to receiving, they're open to giving. The Page of Pentacles wants to communicate structure. So as long as you're very open with this person, or as long as the two of you are working together and are expressing your desires, then we can see things move up, right? Trust might be something that needs to be worked on with this person just based off of their past, right? They might need to have things be spoken out loud, right? Rather than just kind of reading in between the lines or taking things for granted. They need to have things be expressed vocally in order to like completely feel secure when it comes to a connection. And I also feel like as well, this person has a really hard time in deciding things without leaning on others. That might be why they've been kind of in this place of saying, well, I'm having a hard time trusting myself on certain things because of the ways I've been burned in the past. And so now I might lean a little bit extra on family or friends when it comes to making certain decisions, or I need things to be vocalized out loud because I can get caught up in my head of thinking about all the different possibilities that, one can interpret what the other person has said. I feel like there's that sort of energy going on here. With the Ace of Wands, though, there's definitely going to be this feeling of you recognize that this person is important when it comes to connecting. There's a passionate energy, there's an excitement, so you definitely feel attracted to this person. You'll feel this pull, you'll feel this flow, you'll feel like there is more to see when it comes to being in them. And there might be something that gets reflected for the both of you as well, of like feeling a sense of change, feeling this passionate new beginnings, these stable new beginnings after endings. Maybe you've even gone through some endings yourself, and now through this person, you're realizing that the spark can come back. We don't have to be in difficult romantic relationships, and the stability and trust can also be there. Opportunities can come around any corner. We don't have to be in, we don't have to feel low around romantic relationships. And I really love the Sun coming forward for the two of you, because it brings forward the idea of this positive new beginning, the birth of a new beginning. And so you might find that this person in connecting with them really starts to shine in new ways, and you shine in new ways, and it just brings forward this like positive element in life. You might find that you are more happy, you might find that you end up more optimistic, right? There's just a sense of like positive energy tries to come forward here as well. I would also take the sun as like maybe meeting this person during the summer. There could be something going on about meeting during the summer here when it comes to this sort of combination. Yeah. So we have the Four of Wands. I feel like there's something here about maybe, I wanted to say, moving forward quickly. And with the Ace of Wands as well as the Ace of Pentacles, it can give the idea of like, once we are in a place of feeling very trusting, once you're in a place of feeling very secure, I feel like the connection can move forward really quickly, really, within like a year. I see like maybe engagement coming forward, right? It's something that like once trust is built between the two of you, there's such a strong positive energy that comes forward there that I feel like there's a really hard time in breaking the trust, and there's just a sense of like completely understanding the other person here. And so with this Four of Wands energy, I saw a lot of celebration, a lot of like coming together. You two might even buy a house together very quickly, or move in together very quickly, and it just will make sense when it comes to this combination. It'll just make sense, it'll just click, it'll just be like a full-blown yes energy coming forward here with the sun, that it just makes sense to move forward in this way. It just makes sense because it feels very natural, it feels very supported. Maybe they know your community, you know their community, right? It just kind of feels stable is the words that I want to use. It feels stable, it feels connected. Now, we do have the Five of Wands coming forward here with the Ace of Swords. I feel like the two of you are going to have a lot of banter. I don't know why I'm feeling that. I feel that with this combination here as well as with this Page of Wands, you guys might have a lot of banter. I feel like going to comedy shows or something like that, there's a lot of fun that can be happening here in terms of communication between the two of you, where because there's a sense of like trust and free flowing, it's not like you are bickering or anything like that. Nothing like that. Nothing negative when it comes to communication, but just kind of like this fun back and forth. Maybe you guys even like to like play pranks on each other or something like that. But there's just like this sort of fun back and forth energy that comes forward with how the two of you communicate and how the two of you connect. And I feel like overcoming conflict is something that's super easy, because the Five of Wands is a card of conflict, but the Ace of Swords is like clarity, striking through with clarity, striking through with ideas and conversations. So I feel like if at any point in time there's anything that upsets either the two of you, or something could work differently in this connection, there's such an ease in being able to openly talk about that and bring that up at any point in time and saying, hey, can we do this differently? Or hey, this made me feel bad, or this made me feel great. Can we do more of that, right? There's kind of this opportunity to just work through any sort of conflict and just have the, I feel like one of the best communication combinations here when it comes to this energy, even though they might be somebody who at first really leans on the advice of others because they have a hard time trusting themselves. I feel like as time goes on, the trust that gets developed between the two of you allows communication to just strike through any sort of difficulties, strikes through any sort of conflicts, and just has this opportunity to be very clear, to be very connected, to be very free-flowing in the energy between the two of you. So I really like this. I also like how you two have three aces come forward, and I am very curious as to where the Ace of Cups is going to be, but I'm going to leave that. I feel like it's better for us to leave that than it is for us to deep dive and go see. And that might be for multiple reasons here. The Ace of Cups comes forward with the free-flowing opportunity of love, and so maybe there's something here about like they are, again, open to receive, open to connect, but they kind of guard their heart a little bit more until they shows the trust, and then the heart is completely open. That might be what we're seeing going on here, but I see a very beautiful connection coming forward towards you in this marriage. Somebody who is very present, somebody who is very open to connecting with you, somebody who's very stable. They might prioritize their job or be in a place of like having just prioritized their job, but now they're looking to shift and be in a place where they're prioritizing romance, prioritizing connection, and just wanting to be in a free-flowing energy when it comes to moving forward and to just see more of life, right? There's a point of them of like they want to enjoy the communication and connection that comes forward with romantic relationships and comes forward with marriage. They're open to the mundanity of life, and they're just really looking for somebody to kind of share that with them. And I feel like they're in your community, whether you know them or not. They're around. It sounds so creepy. They're around, they're just waiting. But I do feel like they are around, and you will start to see a lot more signs or hear about them a lot more before they actually do come forward. You'll kind of recognize that the energy is shifting or changing before they actually do come ahead in your life, but you will feel or hear about them before you actually either meet them or before they are in your life in terms of like a place of pursuit. You will have maybe them be recommended by somebody. There's something going on there about like community being involved when it comes to wanting friends saying, hey, you should go after them, or like, you know, wanting to kind of push you together. There's a greater force trying to bridge the gap between the two of you and moving this connection forward beyond just the two of you trying to work things out, working together, or just trying to be in each other's lives. I feel like friends or family is going to want to support and you know, get the two of you to connect in terms of moving forward. So that's what I've got going on for your pile 2. If you feel like pile 1 is also calling your name, head over there and check it out. But thank you for joining me here today, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward as well.